He's an idiot.
Okay.
You gotta lean in. You're cut off.
I know.
And we're live.
Smooth jazz on a Tuesday. Yeah. Well, why you got the camera pointing at you?
Oh, the camera's pointing right at that.
I don't know.
All right. Now I turned it too much off. Record. All right. Welcome to the, what is it? His story, her.
Her and his story.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Now, as we're just, well, you can actually see our new studio here, down the basement, the dungeon, whatever. How does that look, Sharon, as you're looking at our monitor? Do I need to make any adjustments here before we get going?
No, don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
Yesterday, of course, very exciting news of the update of Denny Radio and my continuing radio career. One final run, I believe. I'm going to be doing afternoons starting sometime in March, all depending on knee surgery. Knee surgery right now scheduled for February 13th. I talked to Trina, well, through email, Dr. Irvin, his office, Toledo, Wildwood, Surgical, whatever, you know where it is. Anyway, I asked if there was an update where I would, possibly get bumped up. And she said, nope, right now we're still scheduled at the 13th of February. So roughly a month after that, I'll be starting a new radio show, noon to 3, 100.7 The Ticket, Denny Radio. Chris McClendon will be my board op / producer / sidekick. And looking forward to it. Again, download the app, go to your app store, search 100.7 The Ticket from Toledo. It comes up, blah, blah, blah. So my wife and I, okay, the camera, I got to turn the camera, Mark. You're in shot.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not.
I am.
I'm not.
Am.
I'm anal, and I like to, okay, there you go.
Awesome.
That's a little bit better, although you can see the cord behind you, but that's I'm ADD, and that stuff would distract me, and it wouldn't be any fun. So there you go. There's the update. I want to start with congratulations to Ohio State winning another natty. It was amazing.
It was like watching the Lions game, wasn't it?
Well,
It was
if
a
you're a
blowout.
Notre Dame fan, although Notre Dame played better than the Lions did. I mean, it wasn't a complete blowout like the Lions.
Yeah, no, they came back. So.
Well, yeah, they did.
Sorry to
And-
my girls, Ginny and Jamie.
Yeah. Let's see.
We
Where
got
is
New
it?
Orleans. We got Slidell listening.
Oh, that's nice. All right. Where the heck is it? Okay. I was just looking for the final score. There it is. 34-23. So the Lions was 45-31. This was a lot closer.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, way to go, Buckeye fans. I'm sure you're not going to be overly obnoxious on your national championship. Just remember this. You cannot, and even today in the Blade, you cannot mention the national championship without mentioning what propelled Ohio State to play the way they played. Do you know what that is?
I have a feeling you're going to tell us.
They lost to Michigan, and it woke them up, and they kicked everybody's butt.
Yeah.
You're welcome. As a Michigan fan, Michigan supporter, you're welcome. We get a portion of that national championship. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So if you have any comments, look at Sherry from McCravers, Dan, Jerry Eversman, Sherry LaForce down there in Slidell, Chef Dan from Sabus. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. At least I figured it out, and I had us on Facebook Live right the first time. So
Yeah.
Look at the new logo here from Fast Signs. Thank you. All right, Sharon and she's been talking to me about doing a podcast. Let's do a podcast. So we're doing a podcast. Here it is. And we're going to do a thing called Her and His Story, basically on how we met. So I'm going to yield it to you because everybody's heard my version. I'm going to leave it to you to take the lead on this.
Okay. So I was hired at Toledo Zoo back in 1993 to be their public relations special events coordinator to serve in the marketing and development department. And so part of my responsibility as public relations was handling the media, anything media. So here I was, this young, naive girl, jumping out of my comfort zone to do interviews and all that with all these media people. So I come into, at the time, 92.5 SFM, and Fred greeted me at the door.
Fred, who was my producer.
Yep. Sat me in the sofa out in the lobby, but I could see into the glass studio. It was you, Trisha, Fred at the time. I think it was just you three, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, Susie was there. She was
outside answering phones?
Answering phones.
Okay.
She wasn't in studio yet.
So I could see some talk between Fred and Denny going on. And then Fred comes out and brings me in. And I had literally just started in October, and I was in to discuss Pumpkin Path, which was the annual trick or treat at Toledo Zoo.
Can I ask a question? Had you done any radio interviews yet? This wasn't the first one, was it?
That I don't remember.
Okay.
I had a different name at the time because I had just gone through a divorce. And
wait, you're divorced?
And it was prominent with Toledo Zoo, and there was a set of men morning show on a popular station, whatever. And when they said, "Oh, Sharon from the zoo is here. I wonder how she got that gig," right off the bat, totally rude. And I said,
"That wasn't me, though."
On my own credits is how I got the job.
Okay.
So then I meet you. So anyway.
Best day of her life.
So I walk in the studio. You were facing the wall, and I was back like behind you. And you're like, "All right, we got Sharon from the zoo here to talk about Pumpkin Path. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what your event's about?" And you didn't even turn around and look at me. And I thought, what an ass. Can I say that?
Say anything you want. We're on the internet. You can drop F-bombs.
No. And I just was thinking, wow, what a jerk. And I said, well, if you turned around and acted interested, maybe I would. And you were like,
Slowly I turn.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to play this, huh, Sharon?
So then we talked about it, and I left.
So the backstory, can I give the backstory of why I was a jerk? It had nothing to do with Sharon.
Oh, please tell us why.
Okay, first off, hosting a show like hosting any radio show is, me, I'm an over preparer, and I want to, be ready for whenever guests come in. Oh, look at Shem's making his podcast debut here anyway. So the day before, same time, someone's standing out in the lobby, and I said, "Fred, who's that?" And he said, "Oh, that's so-and-so. You have to interview them next." And I'm like, wasn't aware I was doing an interview. Don't know what the event is or anything. I have no paperwork, no nothing. So then Fred comes walking in, hands me a flyer, and then, and so I said, "Dude, you can't do this to me. You can't just spring guests on me." Anyway. So he's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'll do better or whatever." The very next day, she's standing out there. I'm like, "Ooh, who's that?" Fred's like, "Oh, that's Sharon from the zoo. They have Pumpkin Path, blah, blah, blah. You got to interview her." I had no information, no flyer, no nothing. So I'm mad at Fred.
And you took it out on me.
Well, no one would have known.
It's the story of my life.
No one would have known that my back was to you, but you opened that door. If you would have just answered my question, everything would have been fine. No, people couldn't see me. They don't know.
I could, and that's all that mattered at that time.
In other words,
so then I had just gone through a divorce, and you were in the process of one?
No, you got divorced before I did.
I know. I just went through
No,
a divorce.
I was still happily married until you came along and stole my eye, my heart.
Oh, Bolo. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so
The interview ended up
that-
going well.
Being that I had just gone through that, I sent you a card to the station. Just, hey, look, I know what you're going through. It's true, because
know you
a
did.
divorce is a hard thing.
It is.
Whether or not you want it, whether or not there's children involved, you feel like a failure. Anyway, so I just sent you a card, and that was it. As I would do
With
anyone.
her phone number,
No,
personal phone
I
number.
did not, because you.
How did I call you?
You called me at the zoo, and I picked up the phone. You said,
okay.
the next time you send a card, you might want to include your phone number. I had to look up the zoo number to get a hold of you.
I'm pretty sure I didn't sound like that when I said that.
You kind of did.
Anyways, so that's how it started. The interview actually went very well, and it turned out to be a lot of fun.
Shem's getting notes on the Instagram.
And then, you know, once I got my divorce, she got her divorce. Then she came after me hard.
No.
So,
We were friends for how long? 6 years?
Well, our first date was in 96. So I got divorced in 95.
93.
So
I started at the zoo in 93.
Yeah, because 95 is when I got divorced. So our first date wasn't till 96.
Yeah.
The fall
so
of 96.
So 3 years.
There you go.
Yep. So anyways.
And then 4 years of dating, breaking up 7 different times. Finally, I got tired of the breakups and said, hey, why don't you just marry me? Okay. And here we are 25 years later.
Best 5 years of my life.
There it is. So there you go. That's her and his story of how we met and all of that. Anything else you want to say on that before we move on?
No, I mean, we got married, and then we got pregnant with Olivia 6 weeks after our wedding.
Yes.
And then
everybody was like doing the math, thinking, they're already pregnant. He knocked her up. Which, my boys are crazy swimmers.
And then we had Josh 19 months later. So it was almost like having twins.
Yep.
To be honest, but it was fun.
It was awesome. And then, of course, we moved from West Toledo to
Michigan for 5 months.
And then
down to Atlanta.
6 years.
And then we downsized in Atlanta. We bought our first fixer-upper. Our flip was wonderful.
Yep.
Didn't live there quite a year, and then you got the job down in New Orleans.
Yep. 3 years there.
We bought the diamond in the rough there, flipped that all around. 3 years later, moved back home, continued running out our fixer-upper in Atlanta, and
there you go.
Yeah.
Lots
of moving.
Aubrey wants to know, how's the family? The family's awesome. Well, Olivia's really awesome today because it's too cold for school. So Otsego does not have school today. And I don't think tomorrow either because of the cold.
It's like the entire region. It's not
just I understand that.
Yeah.
But there was no such thing when you and I were kids that school was closed because it's so cold.
Right. It's the wind chill of 20. Look at Jim's getting bored. 20 below.
As are the listeners.
And so the wind chill being out there in like less than 20 minutes or something like that is not good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I get it. So, and Josh is still at Michigan plugging away, junior year. And there you go. Yes, that is Shem, the diabetic kitty. What else? We see any more? Is he shedding all over you?
No.
Let me take a look at some of these questions here before we move on to what Sharon really wants to talk about.
Unless that,
whoops,
I don't know. Is that Shem or is that you? I'm not sure.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, I do got to give people a little warning, or maybe you. I haven't had any coffee today. I'm trying something new because of my knees and the pain. I'm trying some green tea. Just trying that today. I definitely feel it. I mean, I feel like I've had a little bit of, but not like my usual caffeine. So I might be a little slow today or a little cranky. Maybe that should be for you.
Is that for your Baker cyst?
Yes. I'm trying caffeine. I'm trying to see if it irritates it because I drink so much coffee.
You do realize walking irritates it, right?
Yeah.
And you walk almost every day.
No, I didn't walk yesterday.
Well, yesterday, but I'm just saying, from what I read up on it. Just saying. Hey,
you read up on it.
Sherry
Okay.
from Slidell, are you guys getting snow down there? Because I just saw on the internet that the Gulf was getting snow. We had some snow and frost down in Louisiana when we lived down there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had some that's
not very often though.
Stuck though.
Yeah.
Jerry Eversman, please. The Buckeyes sandbagged that game. Love the logo. Thanks for the logo. They sandbagged nothing, dude. They would have won 60-0 if they could. Stop with that. Just enjoy your win and don't be stupid. There you go.
Shannon saying kids are soft.
Well, yeah, I think schools and stuff are afraid of lawsuits and stuff.
She said, don't get off coffee. It's the lifeblood of America.
It is. Chuck.
Lions.
Yeah, he just said
let
Lions.
It go, man. It's like,
yeah, I know.
It's almost,
Thank you,
it's
Packer
over
Chuck.
a week old, isn't it?
Yeah, go Washington. That's what I'm rooting for now. I want Washington and Buffalo. That's what I want to see. Jim Parker's, you didn't go to school when it was hot. I don't know what that means, Jim. We didn't go to school, Flushing, when it was hot? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Where did you get that hat?
What do I look like?
Oh, is this our segue? Tried green tea doesn't replace coffee. All right, I'm just seeing if my knees feel better for one day, people. There you go. All right, so with that hat, does that remind you of yesterday with Melania Trump?
I'm sorry.
All right, so hold on. Before we unleash this beast, I just want everybody to know my wife is a political junkie. She watches
go that far.
She watches all your programs, Fox News, CNN, ABC,
MSNBC, One American News.
Who's the dude on ABC you want to punch in the face?
Well, David Muir.
That's him.
I loved him forever until after the debate. I just, he lost some of my respect. That's all.
So, and he's feeling that, I'm sure. Just so you know.
And he had his coat pinned during the whole wildfire thing, so he still looks skinny on camera. I mean.
Maybe he was wearing a girdle. Anyway, she has something to say about politics. So she said, why don't we talk about the inauguration? I'm like, okay, so here we go. Yesterday's inauguration, a historical day, the greatest political comeback in the history of politics. Sharon, I yield to you.
Okay, here it is in 5 minutes or less. Whenever I see Donald Trump walking up to a microphone, I say to myself, please be humble, please be humble, please be humble. And then he starts talking, and I just say, please stop talking, please stop talking, please stop talking.
Listen, you should be a fly on the wall to listen to her while she was watching this yesterday. Super Cooch was over, and we took a minute to start watching this thing, and her commentary through the whole thing is just hilarious.
You know, because here's the thing. I feel I'm a realist. So I like things about him and I dislike things about him. I like things about Biden. I dislike things about Biden. But I can be honest in admitting both sides. I'm not like all in one side or the other because I think that could be disastrous. But anyway, so here's my assessment of Donald Trump. You know, back in the day, everyone loved him. Everyone wanted to be seen with him. Women threw themselves at him. He had The Apprentice. Everyone wanted to be on the show. Everyone wanted to work with him, for him, blah, blah, blah. Celebrities. He was on award shows, in movies, all that. And I'm not sure when and where everyone started hating on him. Was it when he was running for president the first time?
Yes.
He was arrogant.
When he was on TV doing the Apprentice, people loved him. And then once he picked the side and he didn't pick the left side,
okay,
people went after him.
So here's my assessment of him. He is a businessman. He has not grown up in politics. He wasn't mentored, coached, educated in politics, so to speak. He didn't learn the politicianese of how to speak and the etiquette and all that kind of stuff. He's just impulsive, blunt, kind of like what it is.
Here, let me give you a quick example.
Oh boy.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, I'd be dating her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
there you go.
That's wrong.
And let me give you this one.
It's tremendously big and tremendously wet.
He's talking about. Go ahead.
Are you done?
Continue. No, I got.
Oh my
ton
gosh,
more
you're
drops.
like a smaller scale version of him in Toledo, I think.
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
You told me you weren't going to have drops.
I never told you.
Yes,
any
you
such
did.
thing.
Yes, you did.
Well, yeah, maybe I did say
Yeah,
that
you know what? Maybe you should be in politics.
because I went back on my word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anywho, go ahead. I got a lunch with Jerry Anderson at noon today.
Anyways, I think Donald Trump needs to be the silent partner. I think he needs to be the idea guy and get things done because he seems to be good at that. Just like a businessman. He's running the country like a businessman. He decided I could do better. I want better for my country. I'm going to run for president of the United States with no politic background, really. And he got elected, you know? And now here we are again. So, but I think he needs a silent partner. I think he needs to just be quiet in the background, come up with the ideas.
He needs to be the silent partner.
Yes, he needs,
Okay.
and then he needs a spokesperson to do all of the talking for him
And why do you think that'll never happen?
because his ego.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's never going to change.
So, but you know, getting back to the inauguration stuff, I mean, I thought Melania and Ivanka looked absolutely stunning. It's great to see fashion. Carrie Underwood nailed it. So many people were trying to cancel her because she had decided to sing at the President of the United States inauguration.
I think cancel culture is closed, but I'll save that for my radio show that starts in March.
I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
cancel the cancel culture because I'm tired of it.
I don't think it's as powerful anymore. I just don't see it.
Oh, well, because you're not on social media.
Okay.
Oh, it's terrible.
Well, okay. Give me somebody in the last, I don't know, month, other than that one radio DJ who posted something he wasn't supposed to.
Carrie Underwood, people were trying to cancel her.
Okay. How did they?
Well, they're trying and they're like, oh, we're not, you know, all the whole stop following her, stop, you know, going to her concerts, blah, blah, blah. That's them trying to cancel her because she wanted to sing at the inauguration of a president.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I kept waiting for her to come out with a Sunday Night Football song. Anyway.
but anyways, the fact that
Hold on. Did you talk about her just the music didn't start?
I'm going to,
Okay, go.
the fact that in front of all those people just in that room and all the millions of people that were watching, for her to be able to hold her composure and just sing a cappella and nailing it, you know, was
Yeah.
amazing. She killed it.
She did.
And I don't know that there were many others that really could do that, you know? But here's a question. I'm curious. So when I watch the news and all of that, not everybody, but just some newscasters or anchors, I guess you would say, they make such a big stink about all the people in the room with that are the richest in the world and the country and, you know, money, money, money. But, and it's always in a negative way. But when it's, say, Clinton, Obama, Biden, that the multimillionaires from California, the Barbara Streisands, the Beyoncés, the you know, Julia Roberts, George Clooney, you know, when they're all there, it's, oh, look at so-and-so's here, you know, and it's in a positive context. And I'm just, why is that? I mean, that's a legitimate question. I want to know why is that a thing? What's the difference?
The difference is
A zero, a couple zeros? I mean, what?
You mean, is the question, why does one side get a pass and the other side doesn't?
Yeah, or I guess sides. I don't know. Is it sides?
It depends. You know, mainstream media. Ugh. Anyway, this is my news talk coming out, which I loathe. Anyway, mainstream media has always been left. We didn't figure that out until probably the last 30 plus years ago. Since the invention of the internet, when people were able to start checking on what these dopes were saying, and you're like, wait a minute, that ain't true. That ain't happening. So we woke up. Of course, if you listen to our parents, like your dad and my dad, that Walter Cronkite, He's a leftist, communist, liberal. You know, my dad used to bang on Walter Cronkite when we watch the news. Anyway, it's always been there, and now everybody knows. But the beauty is two things. One, now you've got people that will come out on the internet and hold them accountable. Now you have other ways to, because of the internet, like Trump has his own Twitter thing, the True Social thing. So you can go up there and, you know, you can be with like-minded people, whatever. But, you know, in the end, it's not going to change because the rich, the beautiful, and the powerful will always have the most say and have the most influence. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Well, I think we saw that with George Clooney, the whole
Right.
Biden and Kamala thing, you know?
Right. It was George Clooney pretty much led Nancy Pelosi led the cry to get rid of Joe Biden because, you know, Biden just, you know, he's just too old.
I lost my Johnson.
I
keep forgetting I'm president.
Stop with the
Those are
drops.
little additives.
No,
by the
they're
way, Jeff
not.
Lamb loves the set, the studio. And Jeff, thank you for the use of his camera. That's his Logitech camera, the Brio that we're using right now.
Okay.
Anyway, back to you in the inauguration. Did you talk about what's her name singing without the music? Because I don't think he did. So anyway, so when Carrie Underwood was supposed to sing, they stood there.
Are there two of us here? Do you see two of us?
Did you talk about it?
Yes.
You said how it was uncomfortable and how can I have an opinion on it?
No,
or no?
absolutely, 100% go.
By
It's
the
your
way, I
podcast.
promised her-
I'm just here.
No, this is your podcast because I said, yes, I'll do one podcast with you. This is it. And maybe others to follow. I don't know if anybody gives a rip. Anywho, I can't figure out how to get Den Man off my screen because anyway. So she comes out to sing, which I thought was weird because why are they singing? Shouldn't it be before everything starts? But anyway, the national anthem.
They had the opera singer sing a song about America before.
Right.
And they also had the military choral group come out singing Battle Hymn of the Republic, which was amazing. Took me right back to high school years of singing that in the choir.
Yeah. I thought last night the national title game when the Spelman College choir came out, whatever it was it sang.
The women chorale.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Carrie Underwood comes out, tremendous heat, like Sharon was saying, you know, all the people that think they know better than we do and we should listen to them. She stands there and then it starts. The music starts for like 2 seconds. All you have to do, the sound guy, is hit play. That's all you got to do. So somebody did something wrong. Maybe they did it to try to make her look bad. Maybe somebody.
You don't think that tech stuff glitches, or maybe someone forgot to put her live on Facebook yesterday?
Okay. The difference between that, me, who's not a professional video guy, I'm a professional broadcaster, but I'm not a professional tech guy by any means. Anyway, somebody like Great Lake Sound that does my disco parties, which is June 6th of 2025. It's happening. Those guys are pros. And trust me, Tommy, if he was running the sound for the inauguration, there wouldn't have been a glitch. They would have practiced it, tried it 15 times before they ever go live. It's one button. You hit play. It started and then it stopped. For whatever reason, let's not get lost in the weeds.
Maybe
here's
she was
the point.
Meant to sing it.
The point is after a very uncomfortably long time, she just started singing. And the thing that was the only time I got choked up, to hear the people that were there singing with her.
Right.
It was amazing.
Yeah, she invited him. Yeah, that was cool.
All right, there you go. Back to the inauguration with Sharon.
The African-American pastor that gave the benediction. He was...
preaching it.
He was
church
embracing his moment. Yes. Yeah. But Franklin Graham spoke before, and he's always awesome. So
yep. I like him.
Yep. No, I thought overall I thought it was a nice inauguration. I was glad to see that Laura and George Bush were there, and Barack Obama was there, and Hillary and Bill Clinton and the Quayles were there, and even Mike Pence showed. I mean, so
we
because
can't.
let me tell you, it was all over TikTok the day before that none of them were coming. None of them were coming. And it's like, who are these people that just are spewing all this lie stuff on social media? I mean, imagine.
I mean, I read something today that they had this horrible event in London. I don't know if it was last summer or whatever, and I'm just paraphrasing it, and I will have a point here. And the information got out. This guy committed some horrible crime in London, and the internet went nuts saying all this false stuff about this guy, that he was an illegal immigrant. And so people started hurting illegal immigrants, thinking that if you hurt an illegal immigrant, then you're actually hurting this guy, which is ridiculous. Point is this: the internet gets it wrong most of the time. They get it wrong most of the time. They've been saying, I mean, the world was supposed to come to an end when Trump was in there the first time. That didn't happen. Then the world was supposed to come to an end when Biden got in there. That didn't happen. And now the world is coming to an end again because Trump got back in. It's not going to happen. God's in control. We just got to surrender. And the thing that I love most about it is I loved the way Trump talked about God during the inauguration, bringing God back into this country.
Right.
I thought that was truly amazing. And, you know, I don't know what you believe in, but for me, you know, I don't know how we can get through life without acknowledging the sovereign king of the world who created everything.
I didn't like how he was trashing previous administrations right there. I just didn't think that that was the time or place. And that's the stuff that I'm just like, stop talking. Because I'm just like, dude, just stop. You should have stopped 10 minutes ago. Okay, so Shannon wants to know if you would do a quick video with Jerry, ask him what he thought of the inauguration. I guess she doesn't care what we think, but she wants to know what Jerry thinks. So
I'll ask him. You know, this is a personal thing between me and Jerry. I don't know.
Aren't you guys maybe going to do a podcast or something?
We talked about it, but once my radio show starts, I'm going to be kind of busy and I won't be dilly-dallying doing all this stuff. I mean, I'll be doing a podcast from the radio show every day and a lot of video from the radio show, but yeah, maybe Jerry and I will do a quick little, you know, we're going to Levis. Sharon, have you been to the Italian restaurant there called Biaggi's? Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it fancy? Because it says white tablecloths.
Well, not for.
Can I wear my sweats?
Your black sweats?
My black sweats.
Your retired uniform? Yeah.
I don't have mine today or right now at the moment, but.
Shannon said someone got fired for that tech glitch at the inauguration.
How does she know that to be true?
I don't know.
Let me go
Jay
to Google.
Hosking says Carrie Underwood's a true professional. Chelo Campus says I missed. And this is why he doesn't remember me talking about Carrie singing.
Can't you just keep going?
I'm reading comments, and this one I think you're going to want to hear because someone misses the big Don Schaefer.
Don Schaefer.
Your dad?
Well, he's dead.
I know. He's saying he misses him.
Well, I miss him too. I got clips. You want me to play clips?
Oh
of my dad?
gosh, no.
Okay.
Troy Bailey, loving that place. I don't know if they're talking about Biaggi's.
That's probably it. What else would it be? Biaggi's. I don't know.
I don't know, but you better watch how you say that because it could.
Biaggi's? Maybe that's an Italian pronunciation. Biaggi's.
Shannon's also saying kids are soft these days. And I agree.
It's not soft. It's not the kid. Well, they are soft, but it's the school systems. They're all afraid of lawsuits and getting in trouble.
Listen, I was probably one of the moms that has made kids soft. So I'm just going to own up to it. You know, it is what it is. But our children are great young adults. So.
Okay.
Anyway, is that it for today?
Any other questions? I hated when I called everybody ordinary. It sounded so condescending. Okay. Yeah. I thought that too. Congratulations, Denny. This is great. Amen, Denny. God is in control. That's right.
No sweatpants.
All right. So, no sweatpants. Somebody said no sweat. No, I'll wear jeans. As long as you can wear jeans, I'll wear jeans. All right. So, there you go. Anything else you want to mention before we wrap it up?
Did you see what Rob said?
Rob the garbage man. I saw earlier.
If you're getting choked up over the inauguration, you should probably get your testosterone checked.
I got checked up because it was a song about God, dude.
Checked up or choked up?
Choked up. I got choked up.
Because he's saying get checked up.
Well, from the
Get
neck
checked up if you're getting choked up.
That too. I got choked up because I love that they were singing about God and she was kind of leading everybody and it just sounded cool. I'm glad the music wasn't there. That's what it was.
No, I think maybe it was meant to happen. I don't know.
So no, Rob loves it when you get after me because he already said, "Oh, get after him, Sharon." Anyway, there's the podcast. If not today, maybe tomorrow. I'll put it under audio if anybody wants to share it and see if this goes anywhere. And are we doing another one?
Oh, I don't know. Plenty to talk about. We know that, but
what else would we talk about?
Well, someone wanted to know yesterday if we would do one on being empty nesters and working through, when your kids leave. Someone else wanted to have one about your history.
What don't people know? I mean, I pretty much bared my soul on the radio. Okay. The empty nesting thing might something we might do in the future because
someone also wanted to talk about who actually won the Civil War.
That's Roy.
I know.
Fisher.
I know.
He never got over it. He never surrendered, being from Tennessee. Anyway, it might be fun to talk about the whole condo and all of that and how we got to this point. So I don't know. Just stay tuned to Denny Radio. Share the video if you care. Again, the radio show will start sometime in March.
Oh, Tommy wants you to do one about your testimony.
Oh, about accepting Christ?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'd love to talk about that. Yeah, that'd be a good one, too. I've told bits and pieces on the air, but yeah, I'll do that. The show will start in March on 100.7 The Ticket in Toledo. It's noon to 3. It's going to be similar to what we're doing here. Sports, a little bit of politics because I can't stand politics. Pop culture, my life, all of that. Who's making fun of me?
I'm laughing at you saying I can't stand politics.
Because they're all liars and cheats, and it kills me. Anyway, and here's the reason why I don't like it. I gave my heart and soul to News Talk for 2 decades of radio. And guess what? Nothing changed. Nothing changed. So I just felt like I'm wasting my time. So I'm just like, I know, yeah. I'm waving the white flag. I'm just like, you idiots, figure it out. I am just going to concentrate on God's will and his kingdom in my life. That's what I'm going to focus on. What you idiots do in Washington and in downtown Toledo and wherever you live, your state government, whatever they do, that's going to be on them. They're going to have to answer for it. I'm just going to try to live my life in a way that is honoring to him. And, so there it is.
Oh, Shannon, isn't she the one in San Diego? She said, I can finally listen to your show live since I'm on the West Coast. She's the one in San Diego.
Yeah, because it's 7:00 there. So
we have Florida.
Oh, my radio show's at noon. So yeah.
We have, is she talking about that or is she talking about this?
Well, right now she's watching this.
Yeah.
So, and then there's.
And there's people listening or watching from Florida too. So
yeah, that's
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So 100.7 in March, noon to 3. Anything else, Sharon?
No, Chuck the Little Debbie guy, famed baseball pitcher at Coy Elementary.
Chuck the Little Debbie guy.
Jerry Eversman, I don't know. Have Packer Chuck on. Is that Chuck? Does Chuck wants to have himself on?
Yeah, he does. So. All right.
Oh. Wow. Okay. All right.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Okay. All right. Thanks for putting up with us. Bye.
Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.
Ending stream now. By the way,